any man who serves in the police force or security branch is ipso facto a non-white. Black people, real black people, are those who can manage to hold their heads high in defiance rather than willingly surrender their souls to the white man. You know? So, and I mean, just from that, I mean, it speaks to, like he says, like non-whites do exist, and I mean, for me, what's very interesting is that, the sort of the contestation, around this term black, and we call ourselves black, and some people say, no, this term is a negative, this term, black is a negative word, why don't we find other words to, and for me, I'm very clear, I take my sort of, when I call myself black, I take it from this, from this definition of what Steve says when he talks about black. And just on that, I'd like to sort of read something later on same chapter when he talks about just on, why are we calling ourselves black? Why aren't we using another word, to describe ourselves? And this is what he says. The overall analysis, therefore, based on the Hegelian theory of dialectical materialism is as follows: that since the thesis is a white racism, there can only be one valid antithesis. That is a solid black unity to counterbalance the scale. So if we're saying that, this is a white world and we don't exist in this white world, for me, and Steve says it here, that it makes sense for us to call ourselves black, but not just to call ourselves black, but to take the second step in calling ourselves black and to fill this blackness and to make it a positive thing, because I mean, there's a reason why, this term black is not, doesn't have positive, connotations to it, and I think it's in us when we call ourselves black. When I think of black, when I think of black beauty, black, anything that's black, it's a term that should connotate something that's positive, right? And just a last sort of reading, just to sort of go back to the previous chapter. Actually, my favorite chapter from this text is the one I'm going to read from now. It's called Some African Cultural